Welcome, everyone, to the Better Love Movement podcast, where you will finally learn how to intentionally do dating and relationships right. My name is Anita Stoudemire, and I'm a licensed professional therapist and your personal love mentor. I've worked with thousands of singles and couples, giving them the skills needed to attract and keep the amazing love they desire. It's my heart's work to help people to get the skills needed to not only become the very best versions of themselves, but to help them grow and evolve emotionally and relationally. You can absolutely have the romantic relationship of your dreams. Come and let me show you how. Hey everybody, it's Anita with Better Love Movement, and I am back this week with a new episode of the podcast. It is episode number 80. It is entitled Overcoming Insecurity. And this is an episode that has been a long time coming because I work with a lot of coaching clients, men and women, who experience insecurity. And I'm going to give you a few tools, a few tips in which to manage your insecurity. But the first thing I need to tell you is this. You are responsible for managing your insecurity, not others. So when women tell me, my boyfriend is flirtatious, or he has these female friends that he talks to all the time, or my girlfriend, talks to other guys or lets other guys buy her drinks, you're trying to place managing your insecurity on the other person. And the truth of the matter is this. I don't consider those things that make me insecure. I consider those things boundary crossing. So there are things that I make a man aware of that just doesn't sit well with me. That it doesn't make me insecure. It's just something I'm not going to stand for. It's something I'm not going to tolerate. So behavior like that, flirtatious behavior, always talking to female friends, going out with female friends alone, things of that nature, that's all considered behavior that is a boundary cross to me. So there's nothing about it that makes me feel insecure. I just let people know, that doesn't work for me. So I want you to understand that when people are doing what they're supposed to do, and they're not crossing your boundaries, they have healthy friendships, whether it be with men or women, you're in on it, you know about it, nothing weird is going on, or when you make them aware of these things, they tone it down or they stop it, and yet you still feel insecure, okay, then that's yours to own. That's what I mean by overcoming insecurity. There are some people who are just naturally very insecure, and it doesn't matter, if there's no boundaries being crossed, they just can't take their man talking to another woman, looking at another woman. They can't take any messages, harmless messages to, let's say, their best guy friend's wife. Everything is seen as something's going on. Yeah, that's a person who is chronically insecure. And really that's yours to own. That's yours to work on. I believe that our partner can protect our wounds. That's a wound. And I believe it is our partner's job to protect that wound. So they're not going to do anything on purpose to intentionally rub up against that wound. But healing that wound is our job. That's something we need to work on. It's like women who tell me, I've been cheated on before a few times and now I have trust issues. Okay, but if this new guy is not doing anything to give you the impression that he's cheating, he's not doing anything shady, that's your wound. Stop putting that wound on other people. That's your wound to heal, and you need to walk through the process of healing it. So we're going to talk a little bit about insecurity today in men and in women. And the thing I must say about people who are insecure is they're dangerous. Insecure people are dangerous. They will take their insecurity, they may use it, they may do things to hurt you, They may cut you down. They're just dangerous people. So I don't want to be around folks who are insecure. I don't want to be in relationship with a man who's insecure because he's dangerous. He could do anything to lash out when he's feeling some kind of way. And it's dangerous. So if this is something you've struggled with, I want you to take some of these tips and tools and start using them every day. Start working on healing this in you. And, we may not go deeply into the root of your insecurity, and it may not even matter. I want you to just make an effort today, make a decision that you're going to work on healing this wound. And remember, a lot of people will tell me, well, my boyfriend's really flirtatious or my girlfriend dances with a guy. Okay, if that behavior is something you can't tolerate, then you make that clear. And if that person cannot respect that, then you need to move on. That's kind of how I work. So I let people know what my boundaries are. I let them know the behavior that I can't tolerate. And then if they can't respect that or they're not willing to do that for me, then I move on. That's it. I mean, why would I continue to engage someone who's like, oh, I like flirting with other people, or my flirting is harmless, it doesn't mean anything. It means something to me. See, and remember, we're trying to engage people who actually care about us and our feelings. Why would you engage someone that just dismisses how you feel or your feelings? And I'm going to be honest, a lot of times people like this will say you are insecure. They'll try to use that word to justify what they're doing. So please don't play these games. Like when I'm talking with someone about my boundaries, no, you're not going to do that. You're not going to say I'm insecure. I am the most secure person I know. All the men I've dated have female friends, and as long as those female friendships are appropriate, we don't have a problem. They never hear from me because so what? I mean, okay. And unless I see something that is suspect, and just know this, I'm going to say something. When I see something, I say something. And then based on how that exchange goes, I determine if I can stay in this relationship or not. But no, I am around beautiful women all the time, beautiful men all the time. The men I date have female friends and have exes, and they may have a child with their ex and they have to engage their ex. What I do is I make it crystal clear what my boundaries are around that. That's it. And that's how I can be a secure woman. I know who I am. I know what I bring. I have a fabulous life of my own. So it's not like I have tons of time to sit around and think about what you're talking to your female friends about, because I don't. I'm a relatively secure person. And I've just gotten to the point where, there's thousands upon millions of billions of people women who are better looking than me, have better bodies than me, have better whatever, right? Better jobs, make more money. Okay. And yet and still, I can still feel good about myself. I still know my value and my worth. So we're going to dive in because I'm already doing that by giving you some of this stuff. All right. So one of the things I wrote down was, this is really important. Have a life of your own. Too many of you do not. You don't have anything going on. You got too much time on your hands. And there is a balance between being overworked and overscheduled and just doing too much, and then not having anything going on. But have a good, healthy balance of work and your passion project and your family, and maybe if you have pets and hobbies and interests, have a good balance of those things. Like, have just your relationship, your romantic relationship, all these things have like percentages that equal up to 100%. You're also going to have your me time, your time where you're just doing stuff just for you to feel great, right? For me, that's working out and walking and gardening and all that good stuff, and doing my beauty routines. So yes, you should have 100% full life. And if you don't, this is the enemy of a lot of insecure people. They have too much time on their hands. Too much time to think about a whole bunch of nothing. So have a life of your own, have a passion and a purpose for your life, and just get started on that. That's really, really important. That's the first thing I would tell you. The next thing I would tell you is to just start developing a healthy self-esteem and self-worth. And that just looks like, who am I? Who am I? What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? I always tell people, definitely lean on your strengths. I know I do. That's primarily what I do, is lean on my strengths and what's great about me. And I am actively working on my weaknesses. But I don't give as much time or thought to my weaknesses. I work on them. What I really think about all the time and move from the space of when I'm engaging with other people is my strengths, my emotional intelligence, my ability to speak to people and, interact with people and really hear people, empathize with people. That's one of my strengths. So I try to focus on that, and that makes me feel good. That really helps me to have good, high self-esteem and self-worth, because I bring something. I bring something to the exchanges that I have with people. And so, I want you to figure out what that is for you. It's really important that you like who you are, right? At the core of who you are, you like you. There are more great things about me than not so great things. I like myself. I like my introverted nature. I like the way I write, and I like that I need time and space alone each day, because, I get drained energetically when I'm around people for too long. I like all those things. And this is even more important. I want you to approve of yourself. And that looks like approving of your life, approving of the choices that you've made, approving of how you look and your personality. Like, approve of yourself, validate yourself. Self-validation is everything. And so I don't look for validation outside of me. That's why I really, it's kind of almost like a turnoff when men compliment me a lot like that. That just, I don't know. I'm annoyed by that because, number one, I don't need it. Like, I don't need a man to, upon first meeting me, to compliment me. I just don't, I don't know. Something about that rubs me the wrong way. It seems disingenuous. And I know now that for a lot of people it isn't. So I'm trying to be more open about that, but I don't need that. I don't need outside validation. I validate myself. I feel good about myself and my strengths and the things that are great about me. I like myself. And yet, the things that I struggle with, the weaknesses that I have, those are things I'm actively working on. So again, that's why I don't beat myself up when I make mistakes or when things don't turn out perfectly, because I'm like, well, I'm actively working on that. That's why I'm watching videos. That's why I'm reading books and listening to books. That's why I'm taking courses. That's why I'm, fill in the blank. You can feel better about your weaknesses when you're doing something about them. So if you're not doing anything about your weaknesses, yes, you're going to take that opportunity to beat yourself up because you're not actively working on it. So that's another suggestion I would have. Write down your strengths, write down your weaknesses or things that you'd love to improve. And this could be your physical body. This could be your personality, your character, your integrity. It could be the way you do things. It could be a whole lot of things. Write all that stuff down. The things that you want to improve, pick one or two and start actively doing that. So many women tell me, I don't have the health and fitness that I want. My body is, I just look at my body and I don't feel good. I don't feel sexy. Do something about it. Like, actively work on it. Don't just sit around and say, I've just totally let myself go. I don't like my hair, or I don't like whatever. You got to actively do something about it. So that is going to help you with your self-esteem, is that even when you're not perfect, and I am far from, but I am growing, I'm a work in progress, and I am actively doing all kinds of things to improve myself every day. So I can still feel really good, even about the stuff that's a weakness of mine. Okay. Next, I would say let go of perfection and comparison. And comparison. Don't even get me started on that. Why? Why do we do this? Why do we compare and contrast ourselves to other people and where they are in their life and their journey, what they look like, what their body is like, what they have, why do we do that? Like, I don't have that kind of time. I am so focused on my path and my journey that it's rare that I look up and look around and see where other people are. I just don't have that kind of time. But just know that there's a famous quote that says, comparison is the thief of joy. That's going to automatically make you feel worse because there's always someone who's doing better than you. There's always someone who looks better than you, right? And this took a while for me to really lean into, especially about the looks. Like I had to let go of that. I was like, oh my God, all these beautiful women. And you know what I think about that? There are way more beautiful women in the world than there are beautiful men. I've always said that. But I would look around, I'm like, man, there's all these beautiful women and all this competition. Why would someone choose me? I was doing that for a while. But then I said, you know what? I need to get a life. I need to be on my purpose. I need to be doing what I'm here to do. I need to fulfill the strengths that God put in me. And once I started doing that, I didn't have time for that. I didn't have time to compare myself to other people and just constantly what they have, what they're doing. I just don't have time. So I choose, and I'm going to ask you to do the same, that you have to choose not to do that. Like you don't go there. You see another person, you give them, their props. Man, she's doing really great. She's beautiful. She has a wonderful body. Or wow, she's created this empire. That's amazing. She's wrote this book. That's it. That's like the most I give it. I give the person their due and then I move on. I don't bring me into it at all. But that and just wanting to be perfect, wanting to do things perfectly, wanting to look perfect, there is no such thing. So I've just leaned into the imperfection. I have totally leaned into it. And this is something, again, I've been guilty of. Wanting to make sure something is so precise and perfect before I put it out. And then it was like months and years before I put anything out. So I was like, this isn't good. This is going nowhere. I need to just do what I can do and what's the best I can do and keep it moving. So no, you're not going to be perfect. And I definitely don't want you to compare yourself to other people. Next, I want you to start meeting your own needs. I want you to give yourself what you want and need. Do not rely on outside validation. Remember, we talked about that earlier, that we cannot expect other people all the time to validate us or to meet all of our needs. Like, no one was put on this planet other than your parents when you were a baby. No one was put on this planet to meet all your needs. And then once you started to grow into a kid, they slowly, started to pull back and have you meet your own needs. That's the way life works. But if you're a grown-up, no one was put on this earth to meet all your needs. You choose to meet others' needs and others choose to meet your needs. That's, a reciprocal thing that you all are in agreement with. But please don't walk around thinking that people owe you something, or I look great and people should tell me how good I look, or I need the validation of others to feel. No, because when you do that, that's giving away your power. When you give other people, like if they don't validate me and tell me how great I am, I won't feel great. Okay. And sometimes they won't. And so you're going to be down in the dumps because somebody else isn't doing everything you want them to do? No, I'm not going to give away my power. No one has that much power over me. I care more about what I think about me than what other people think about me. So give yourself what you need. That's a really, really important one. And I do that every day. Every day I'm drinking water. Every day I'm trying to, get my health and my fitness better. Every day I'm, sitting in my massage chair, getting a 15-minute massage, like every day. Okay. I'm meeting my needs. I'm having a piece of dark chocolate after dinner. I'm doing things to feel good. And I want you to work on that too. Next, mastering the ego and doing ego work, integrating it into yourself and who you are as a person. That is really key. I could do a whole podcast episode on that alone, and maybe I will. But that's going to help you too. When you stop making it all about you and just thinking that people are out to get you, people are doing things to you like on purpose all the time. That's 99% of the time, that's not the case. Remember, people are doing what they're doing as they're telling us about them. They're expressing from what's going on inside of them. That's what it's really about. So that's why it's hard to offend me. Like, I don't take things personally for the most part, because I know people are acting out of their own stuff. I'm like, ooh, you got some stuff going on. Like when they go off or they're talking crazy, I'm like, man, you got some stuff going on. And, I want you to think about talking to somebody about that. Like, so I don't feel mad. I don't feel hurt. I don't feel upset. I'm like, you got your stuff and you need to focus on that. You need to work on that. But that's mastering the ego allows you to do that, where everything isn't about you, about hurting you or doing something to you. It's not about that. Okay. Number 6, believing in something greater than you. So this is where my faith comes in. I am a Christian. I am a Christ follower. I believe there's a God who created everything we see, and he created me like amazingly. Okay. And he took the time to make sure I showed up on the planet and downloaded things in me that people here need. That right there makes me feel amazing. That's so powerful. Just every time I think about it, I'm like, wow, you picked me to look like this, and you picked me to have these gifts and to speak to the people that I speak to. So that belief in something higher than me, that he's already told me, who I am. And there's no lie there. There's no lie in anything that he said about me. So I can lean into that. I can be completely secure in that. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. So that has helped me tremendously become more secure that there's a God who created me and did it on purpose. He had purpose for my life. He downloaded things in me, the way I look, everything about me. I'm one of a kind. And that just makes me feel amazing and very, very secure in myself. All right, next 7, self-talk. This is a big one, and I'm a big believer in self-talk. It drives my kids crazy, but I talk to myself a lot. It's hard for me to be quiet for long periods of time, especially if I'm doing something. I like to talk it out. I like to, I'll ask myself questions as I'm doing it. It looks maddening. It looks crazy, but it works. And so self-talk is so crucial. Telling yourself who you are, how wonderful you are, that no, this is not what it looks like or not what it seems. No, you're making this into something that it isn't. It's okay. You're going to be okay. You are enough. That's another huge statement I think you should be saying every day. You are enough. You are enough. So self-talk, make sure that it's positive, it's healthy, it's uplifting you. That's how you talk to yourself. So instead of looking at another woman and going, oh, look at her hair and look at her eyes, look at her body. She's so beautiful. I suck. My body is so weird. Oh, my hair is so frizzy. Oh, no, don't do that. Why are you doing that to yourself? And think about it like this. If you have a best friend, or even better, if you have a small child, I tell women this all the time. Don't ever say anything to yourself that you wouldn't say to your small child. Okay, so if you have a 2-year-old, a 3-year-old, a 4-year-old, you're not telling them, yeah, you look really weird. Your hair is weird. Your eyes are shaped weird. You're not, she looks better than you. You're not as good. No, you would never tell that to your child. So don't say it to yourself. Remember, you're parenting yourself now. You're talking to your inner child. So don't do that to yourself. I'm never going to speak bad about myself. And everybody knows that's one of my rules when I'm coaching my ladies. From this moment forward, I don't ever want to hear you say a bad thing about yourself. Okay? You may grow, you may speak in terms of your growth, but you're not just going to trash yourself in front of me. That's not going to happen. All right, number 8, let go of being liked by everyone. This one alone. So we are teetering on the codependent thing where we just have to be liked by everyone and approved by everyone. We need to be everybody's favorite or go-to, or just, they don't dislike me, right? We need to be liked by everyone. And the truth is, that ain't going to happen. Like, I've already leaned into that. There are people that I'm going to straight up piss off. And I'm okay with that. Because remember, God downloaded some stuff in me. And it's just what it is. This is what it's got to be. And he's like, yeah, it'll be all right. This is what I want you to tell people. This is who I want you to help. And some other people aren't going to like it. And that's okay. See? And I'm good. I'm good. So you got to stand on that. You got to believe that it's not the end of the world if everyone doesn't like you. It's okay. And then energetically, sometimes we're not a good fit for certain people. Like, whether it's our energy with them, their energy with us, like, it's all good. I have definitely met people, men and women, that we just weren't a good energetic fit. And it's weird because I couldn't say specifically what it was. It was just a feeling. It was an energy that just wasn't a great fit. So I was like, you know what? It's cool. I'm never going to be, mean or hateful or spiteful to anyone, but I'll also just not deal with you. I just won't deal with you. Because why? Why would I do that? So letting go of being liked by everyone, that's a big one. That's going to help you to feel more secure. So if you walk into a room and you already kind of have that thought in your head, like, hey, everybody in here isn't going to like me. So there you go. You're free. You're free to move about. You're free to attract the people that will like you. And the rest of them, okay, you're good. Number 9, we talked a little bit about this one, writing down your strengths and your weaknesses. So making sure you're focused on your strengths and you're working on your weaknesses. It is so important to invest in yourself. I purchased a program just the other day that when I was looking at the little video for it, I don't know, just something about it spoke to me. So I was like, okay, this is a skill I could definitely get better, get stronger in. So I'm going to go ahead and purchase this program. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to take notes, and I'm just going to download it and start listening to it and reading and watching the videos, because this is a skill that I really want to get better at. So I'm always investing in myself. And think about it like this. When you pay for a gym membership and you actually go, or when you buy great food, you buy organic food, that's not probably going to be cheap, but you're investing in yourself. You're putting things in your body to make your body run well at its best. When you're drinking water, when you're going to therapy, when you're meditating, when you're doing things that make you feel good. For me, it's watching videos that are funny. All those things are investing in me and just me feeling really good, letting things go. I truly believe laughter is medicine. So that's my go-to. I love to laugh. I follow comedians and folks who do like funny voiceover videos, because for me, that just helps me to feel really good. That helps me to feel happy. And that's what it's all about, is feeling good about yourself. That's going to help you to feel more secure, being happy, being genuinely content in where you are right now in your life. And that doesn't mean you don't want new things to show up. You don't want to attract more into your life. But guess what? Right now, it's pretty darn good. That's it. That's the key, okay? So those are some of the tips that I have. Oh, I got one more. I almost skipped this one. Those are some of the tips that I have. So the last one is, do not self-abandon or self-betray. And that looks like, don't do things that don't feel good to you. Don't do things that don't align with who you really are, your values, your morals. Don't go against that for the sake of others. So don't do things so people will like you. Don't do things because you want a man's attention or a woman's attention. Don't self-betray. Don't self-abandon. Because when you do, here's the thing about that. One day, who you are deep down inside is going to come roaring out. Everybody's going to catch it. Everybody's going to be like, where is this coming from? Why is this person so crazy, mean, screaming, yelling? What is going on? And that could actually damage some relationships. I've seen people do this where they've, self-betrayed for years. And then when they couldn't take it anymore, because who they really are is like, I can't do this anymore. I cannot do this anymore. I cannot turn the other way. I cannot keep doing this because this doesn't feel right to me. This doesn't feel good to me. So that came out in a very explosive way. And they ruined several relationships. Like, those relationships are done. And so I tell people, let it out. Like, let it out slowly. Let it out little by little. Don't betray yourself. You've got to tune into your intuition. You've got to listen to your inner knowing. Listen to your gut. And don't go against that, especially not to please other people. It's going to bite you in the end. So don't self-betray. Make sure that you are owning how you feel. You've got to own how you feel and what you think. And not everybody's going to like it. That's just called so what. But that's a really important piece too. People who stay chronically insecure, it's because they've given themselves away. They've given all of themselves away to other people, and now they have nothing. No, there is a part of me that another person will never get. Like, that is innately who I am. There is a part of me that no person, not my husband, nobody, okay? My children, my family, my friends, nobody will get that. That is who I am. That is me. I'm going to always hold that near and dear to me. I'm never going to give all of me away. So really, really lean into that. I hope these tips were helpful. We are going to be doing a codependency coaching group in the month of June. I have also been asked by lots of people in my therapy practice and my coaching practice about codependency and healing codependency. So we are going to be doing a codependency coaching group once a week. I might do it twice a week. We'll see. I might do it twice a week because there are a lot of people who need it. And I would feel awful to just pick one day a week. And there are a lot of people who can't make that day or time. So I may do it twice a week. We'll see. But it is going to be very reasonably priced. I'm trying to think of what is a very reasonable price to charge for this coaching group, but we are going to have it virtually, and it is going to be once or twice a week. I'm going to put more information in the description about that. But this is really needed. And so you're going to get an education, a deep dive into codependency and what it really is. But then more importantly, I'm going to give you the steps and the tools and the techniques to start healing it. We've got to start healing this codependent nature. So many people, about 80% of my clients have codependency. So it's a thing. It's like a thing. It's a lot of folks struggle with this. So stay tuned. I am definitely going to be posting about it on my Facebook page, my Instagram page, about this codependency coaching group that's coming up. It will be very affordable and it will be virtual. And so I am putting the finishing touches on it this weekend so I can get it launched by next week. And I am really excited to bring you that information. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned, check out the YouTube channel, check out my Instagram, Better Love Movement, my Facebook page, Better Love Movement, to get more information on the codependency coaching group, codependency recovery. That's what we're going to be working on. Thank you so much for listening today. And as always, stay open to love.
Thank you for listening to today's podcast episode. If you are enjoying this podcast, please leave me a 5-star rating and review. Your ratings and reviews help me to continue to bring you more great content. Head on over to YouTube and check out the Better Love Movement channel. There's more video content there, and you can subscribe to be notified when a new video is posted. If you have a question that you would like to have answered on the podcast or in a YouTube video, please send it to me at info@betterlovemovement.com. You can also connect with me directly on the Magnify app to have your dating and relationship questions answered. That's Magnifi, and it's available on iOS and Android. You get your first 5 minutes for free. So give me a call and let's chat.